I'm Kenneth Moten reporting from Washington for ABC News Digital. We are just moments away from the kickoff to the College Football National Championship. #1 ranked Clemson Tigers from South Carolina will take on #2 Alabama Crimson Tide at the University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. And that's where we find the man, the myth, the legend, former QB for the New York Giants and Florida State ESPN analyst Danny Kanell. Danny, Clemson versus Bama, break it down for us.
Hey, Kenneth, good afternoon. I'll tell you what, this is the matchup that everybody wanted to see. You've got two kind of different types of programs considering where they are historically. You've got Alabama, the traditional powerhouse who seemingly always plays for the national championship. And then you've got Clemson, who hasn't been in a national championship game in 35 years. So you've got that kind of working against each other. But then not only that, on the field, these two teams look very different. Alabama is your kind of pro-style offense that likes to smash you and grind it on the ground, whereas Clemson is a little bit more contemporary. They like to go fast. They like to throw it all around the field a lot. So it's going to be two opposing forces that look very different tonight going at one another.
Danny, tell us, who should we be on the lookout for those who haven't paid attention to the college football season this year? A lot of folks are going to be watching tonight. Who should they be on the lookout for on that field?
Well, you got to watch, of course, the Heisman Trophy winner, Derrick Henry for University of Alabama. He is a stud, and if you can only appreciate it if you meet him in person, which I did. He's 6'3", 250 pounds, and yet he runs. He's really nimble. He's agile. He can make plays. So that's a great storyline to watch for Alabama. But then you've got the guy who finished third in the Heisman race. That's Deshaun Watson, the quarterback for Clemson. And he's a dual threat guy. He's very poised and composed on the field, which is one reason I like him a lot. Those two players are going to be critical to their team's success.
Oh, you're right. A lot of people watching Clemson QB Deshaun Watson on that field tonight. I should also ask you, when it comes to the other players, those unknown players, the ones that don't have the storyline, are we expecting any standout players tonight?
Well, there's a player to watch for Clemson. His name's Shaq Lawson. He's a defensive lineman, and he got hurt in the Orange Bowl, which was the semifinal match leading into this game. He hurt his knee. Everyone has been watching his knee because he's going to have to be healthy in order to stop Derrick Henry, that running back we just talked about for the University of Alabama. He was 50% about 3 or 4 days ago. Yesterday it was up to 80%, and his head coach is hoping he's 100% today. So he's one to watch out for Clemson. And then another guy who really I think deserves more credit for the University of Alabama is wide receiver Calvin Ridley. He's a speedster on the outside. He had a monster game in the Cotton Bowl, which was Alabama's lead into this game. So I think those two players are kind of the unsung guys to watch out for.
All right, Danny, so we've got Alabama head coach Nick Saban, who's got a few championships under his belt. And then we've got this Clemson head coach, Dabo Swinney, the guy with the unique name, known for his quirky coaching style. How do these coaching styles match up against each other?
Well, Kenneth, Dabo Swinney is also not only for his quirky coaching style, but also for his dance moves. They've gone viral after games. When Clemson has won, he's in there doing all the, and it's not old school. He's not doing the twist. He's out there dabbing. He's running on them. He's doing all these contemporary dances, and his players love it. And really, when you look at these two teams, they've taken on the personality of their head coach. So Dabo Swinney's Clemson team, very loose, very relaxed. They're talking a lot of trash. But then Nick Saban, on the other hand, is about as straight-laced as they go. This team is all business. They show up. It's like a business trip for them. They want to come in, get the win, and get out of town. So you've got those two forces. But Nick Saban, really the storyline for him, the head coach of Alabama, is that if he wins this game, he'll probably be etched as the greatest college football coach ever, surpassing Bear Bryant, who was also at the University of Alabama.
Before I get your predictions, now you know I'm reporting from Washington, so I've got to make this a little political. Now, we are in the second season of this playoff system, this new playoff system. Are the fans getting what they expected? Are we getting the matchups we're supposed to see with this new playoff system?
Yeah, I think unanimously, if you asked every single college football analyst, if you ask kind of people that are in the know, they're saying this system is better than the old system, the BCS era. And most importantly, tonight you're getting the two best teams in the country are squaring off against each other. Some fans might cry out and say, what about Ohio State? Shouldn't they have had a chance? What about Stanford? Shouldn't they be here? But really, there's no way those teams should be here. It is Clemson and Alabama, and this is the way it should be. These are the two best teams.
Danny, I've got to know your prediction, and for those who don't know, there's no love lost. Can I put it that way between you and Alabama fans? I've heard that's the word on the street is that those Bama fans, they have a little trouble with you, I hear.
They do. Alabama fans have a tremendous amount of pride in their 15 national championships, and they don't like to be questioned. And that's really all I've done is kind of looked at them and questioned some things, say, man, are they unbeatable? I don't think they are. I think they are beatable, and that is like the biggest insult you can ever throw at Alabama fans. It's funny because I'll walk around here outside the stadium, and I'll see a lot of, Bama jerseys, and every single one of them will yell at me at the top of their lungs, "Roll Tide!" And I've heard it already 1,000 times, and I think I'm going to hear it 1,000 more before the night's over. So yeah, there's no love lost between me and that fan base.
All right, Danny. So what's your prediction here for tonight?
Well, I like the underdog. I'm going with Clemson here. The Clemson Tigers, they're undefeated. They do not have a blemish on their schedule. Alabama has the one loss to Ole Miss. I like it. This team from Dabo Swinney, they have embraced that role of underdog. They want to prove to the entire country that they're worthy, that they deserve to be here. And I really feel like that mantra, that attitude is going to push them over the top tonight.
All right, Danny, so full disclosure here, I'm an SEC boy. I'm a graduate of the University of South Carolina. So tonight, the Gamecock Nation, we will have to sit and watch our arch rivals, Clemson, play for the national championship. It's going to be a little tough. I don't know, any suggestions about how I should get through this?
I don't know, a couple cocktails maybe to help you through it, but Alabama is really strong. I think that first quarter is going to be critical for Clemson because if they don't, it could get ugly early. That's what Alabama's known to do. They'll jump out to an early lead. Watch Clemson to see if they survive that first quarter because you might be celebrating early if it gets out of hand.
You know what? I'm going to be the bigger man here and have a little state pride and say go Tigers and good luck to Alabama as well in this. Danny, I know you got some work to do, man, so thank you so much for giving us your expertise before the big game. Danny Kanell, everybody. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for this little look at the National College Football Championship. A little preview for you tonight. Just a reminder, you can watch the game tonight on ESPN. Coverage starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Kenneth Moten reporting in Washington for ABC News Digital. Enjoy the game.